Okay, so I was just about to move this a little bit, and it was playing nicely, and I just lifted it a bit, and watch this. All I'm doing is stressing the cabinet a bit. That's not a very good sign. Let's do a little tube wiggling here. Well, that's about the quietest I've ever heard from tube wiggling. There's usually a lot of popping and crunching and crackling going on, but wow. What's that telling me? I don't know what that's telling me. But we seem to have some kind of problem with inconsistent operation here. Doesn't seem to be the antenna connection or anything else. Oh, this would be monstrous. Look at that. Ooh, there's a plate sliding in and out of the bottom of this. Let's take the plate off before I get a surprise here. So I guess when I took the cabinet screws out, it also releases the bottom plate. So let's, there it is. Right there, let's get it out of there. Now this might change the dynamics of the receiver, something terrible. And that could have been all this is. This plate was drifting up and down a little bit. And that could have been the whole reason why pushing this was having an effect. No, there's something else going on. Oh boy. It's going to take some poking around to find this. Oh. What's that? That's a signal wire. That's not the cause of our problems. I'm trying to isolate exactly what motion it is that causes the we're going to have to figure this out, and it's not going to be easy. Why? You know, hey, is it me? Everything I touch seems to be a little more difficult than what I expect. Excuse me. The commissar's in town. Well, I guess it's just going to be a long process of poking around. I can do a little bit of it right now, but I'm sure I shouldn't make a video of me poking around. This could be a cracked trace on one of these boards. Something going on back here on this board, I think. Yeah, boy, it's got some little coils and controls on it. I think it's part of the tuner, part of the tuning stages. 6AQ8. No, that's an output tube, isn't it? 6AQ8. By now, I've disturbed it enough that it won't replicate the problem. Oh. What's happening there? Oh boy. That's odd. I'm picking the same thing up somewhere else. Okay, let's flip it right over here. Well, looks pretty good.
On a Sunday morning, and this past Wednesday, on what would have been his 75th birthday, friends and family gathered to respect and also to celebrate his life and also
The heck is
the
doing that?
contribution that he made to our musical landscape.
Man.
Marvin Gaye would have been 75 years old on the 2nd of April, and I was trying to think when else I could possibly
Wow.
think about Marvin Gaye, and all I could come up with really was how I felt, and that was such deep appreciation. When you think about it, the deep appreciation for the music that he's given us, the contribution to the soundtrack of our lives. I'm not sure it was.
I wonder if by doing that I'm simply causing a retuning of the radio. In particular, the IF or discriminator or something of that sort is actually getting adjusted as I do that. Now, there's a definite pop point right there. Boy, I got no idea. I am without ideas here. Old solder joint somewhere. What am I straining the most? I don't know. It's one solid metal tray here that these parts are mounted in. To a large degree, let's see, I'm moving the plate relative to the front panel. I'm also bending the plate a little bit, no doubt about that. You can see it bending, twisting. I wonder if it's a bad ground connection. Could be that. Looks like the ground to the chassis is not dependent on the mounting screws. Hey, wait a minute, this one. These ones could be. Let me just give those screws a little tickle there and see if that does it. Okay, so I was really lucky. It found these fantastic schematics, beautifully drawn. In fact, just drawn a year ago, 2013, in April. So beautifully drawn. And what I can see right away is here's the antenna input. Here's the coil that we found with what appears to be a cold solder joint, weakening the antenna signal into the whole radio. So got that fixed. Now this looks like RF amplifier. And here's the mixer tube, the 6ATA, 6AT8A. Looks like a two-part tube drawn a little clumsily here. That looks like the oscillator circuitry, and the oscillator part of the tube, when the signal's fed into that grid. So if I pump my 10.7 right into pin 7 of the 6AT8, I think we'll be in good shape. Pin 7 of the 6AT8. So 6AT8. Now the 6AT8 is right here, right there. Okay, so now I said pin 7, didn't I? Let's just make absolutely sure here. Pin 7. Pin 7. And that's the gap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pin 7. I'm looking for a good place to put a clip lead now. You know what? There's enough of a wire sticking out of pin 7. I think I can clip right onto it. That's our spot. That's our spot. So I'll move the signal generator lead over there. Things went a little quiet, didn't they? Turn down the output on the signal generator. Turn down the volume on this. Okay, pin number 7. Why don't we just, to be sure, let's just check voltage on pin 7. That's not pin 7. Not with 200 volts on it. Wow, glad I checked that. Pin 7, wow. I could have 200 volts on it. Huh. Well, that is, pin 7 is a screen grid sort of thing, so that would explain why there's some voltage on it. Okay, so we'll just be safe here and block any DC from getting back to my signal generator. Although I suspect it's well protected anyway. Okay, on to pin 7. Let's just move a few things here I might go grabbing for. Okay, that's a little better. Pin 7. Crummy clip lead here. Let's try this red one here. Okay. Nothing. Oh, why would we have nothing there at all? Oh, there is something there. .3? What? Once again, I am paralyzed. So my frequency counter is jumping around because the signal is just a little low going to it, which we can boost up here a little bit. We should be hearing it at 10.7. Instead, we're hearing it at 11.5. Doesn't that cause me to stop and think? I'm doing this without the signal generator output being grounded to the chassis. So let's ground that to the chassis and see what happens. Turn things down. Sometimes this makes a big difference. Causing some kind of headache here. No, it's not liking the ground connection too much. Well, wow, this is a wild mystery. Some of the IF has actually been tuned to 0.45. That's hard to believe. That's hard to believe. I'm really stumped here. Well, we could try another pin. could try pin 9. Pin 9 on that tube is the actual signal grid. Let's see what happens if we do that. Pin 9. Turn this down. Output's already way down on the signal generator. And pin 9 would be 2 more over. Seven, 8, 9. There's a nice long piece of wire right here. Hang on there. Okay. Let's see what we get here. Up the output. Huh. Nothing at 10.7. Now we're pumping in a pretty heavy signal now. Nothing. Okay, so that's not working. Just double checking all my wiring here. A little surprised at that result. Because I would have thought pumping in the signal on the grid of that tube. Another possibility is to try, this is not the best place, pin 1 on the same tube. That's the grid of the oscillator side. Let's stick a signal into there, pin 1. Let me turn the volume down, pull that off. Pin number 1. Oh. Wait a minute, I'm counting wrong here, am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I wanted to try pin 9. Pin 9 appears to be connected to pin 1. What? What? In fact, pin 1 and pin 9 are grounded. Pin 1, pin 9 grounded. Oh, that doesn't add up here. That's definitely the 6AT8. I'll have to think about this for a little bit.